The first lesson will be on the distributive law. The distributive law is how addition and multiplication interact with each other. And we use it all the time when doing algebra, so it's good to get to this first. So this is a demonstration of the distributive law. In fact, usually if you were asked to multiply 2 times 4 plus 3, you would use the, I don't know, BEDMAS or PEDMAS, or depending on, well, there we go, so, pen. You'd use BEDMAS and you'd add these first. Of course, this is 7, and so you'd get 2 times 7, which is 14, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. But later we'll see that using the distributive law will be necessary. So the distributive law basically says that you can go like this. Multiply these two things first, and so you get 2 times 4 and 2 times 3, which is 8 plus 6, and which is still 14. So 2 times 7 is 14, and 8 plus 6 is 14. And that's no coincidence. It has to be the same thing because this is math class, and if it didn't work, we'd be in big trouble. Okay, so this is an example of where you can't add these two things because this is something you don't know. This is a variable. And this is something you do know, but it'll be very useful for us later to say that this is 3 times x and this is 3 times 7, and that gives you 3x plus 3 times 7, and that's equal to 3x plus 21. So notice that 3x just means 3 x's or 3 times x, but we don't write the times here. It's completely standard to just write 3x. Okay, so you have to be careful when minus signs are involved. This is a unit, it's one thing, so there's, you know, a number, if you like the number line. Here's 0, 2's over here, 1 is halfway in between, and there's another number way down here called minus 2. Okay, so this is the number minus 2. This is the number 2. So we're not talking about subtracting any 2 from anything. This is just a number minus 2. So you take the number minus 2 and you multiply it by 6, and that is minus 12. And then you multiply negative 2 by x, and so that's plus negative 2x. You're probably familiar with, you know, plus minus 2x is the same as minus 2x. So you can write it like this, and in fact you can just go straight to this if you like, or you can put in this intermediate step. Okay, so sometimes there's not even a number here, and this is just minus this. Well, that really means minus 1 times, so this is equal to minus 1 times 2x minus 3. And so we do the same thing. We take this minus 1 and we distribute it like that. So you get minus 2x, and minus 3 is plus 3. So that is what you get when you expand that. A good way to check is that all the signs have switched, right? So this was a positive 1, this is a negative 1, this is a minus, and it's a plus. So all the signs have to switch if what you're expanding out is negative. And finally, you can use fractions as well. So there's no problem with distributing this fraction over this. And so that's 3/4 times x, 6x, and this is 3/4 times a half. And so what's 3/4 of 6? That's 18/4. Let's just write it down. 18/4 x. And this is top times top and bottom times bottom, 3/8. And so this is not reduced, so they're both divisible by 2, so that's 9/2x plus 3/8. And please leave all your fractions in improper form. Okay, so that's it.